RV. My name's Julene, and I'm a counselor here at the center. I provide support to people, often people who are using alcohol or sometimes other kinds of drugs. But before we get talking, I just want to let you know that it is not my job to judge you or label you or to try to make you do anything or change anything. My role here is to support you as you kind of consider your own life and what you want, and whatever decisions you make about that are entirely up to you. How does that sound?
Sounds fine.
Okay. Well, it's, nice to meet you. I'd love to get to know you a little bit. What led to you making this appointment and coming in?
So, yeah, I made it because my family, mostly my parents, they think that my alcohol, I guess, use is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So your parents have some concerns about your drinking, and that was important enough to you that you made the effort to come in.
Yeah, they're really annoying.
So they've really been sounding off about this. And you thought it might make them feel better if you came in and talked to somebody about it.
I don't know if I'll feel better, but maybe I can just tell them we did something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You don't want them to be so concerned.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we talked a little bit about your parents and how they're feeling about your drinking, but why don't we set that aside for a moment? How do you feel about your drinking?
It's just I don't know, it helps me with, it helps me with things. Overall, I tend to not really have any problem. I'm not like your typical alcoholic who's sitting behind a store just all day drinking away and not really getting anything done with their life. So that being the standard and people really not getting things done with their life, I don't know. I think I'm okay for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay. I really do enjoy some alcoholic drinks, specifically beer. It's a really good one. And it only has 3 or 4% alcohol in it, so it's not like I'm getting wasted every single day.
Yeah. See, you'd see that if there's reason for concern if you weren't doing anything, if you were totally unproductive, if all you were doing was drinking. And because that's not where you're at, it doesn't make sense to have so much concern about your drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said it helps you with things. Drinking helps you with things.
Yeah. Yeah. Mostly just getting a good night's sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I drink and take a couple of shots of Jägermeister or something before sleep, it just helps me sleep through the night.
Mm-hmm.
Properly. If I drink a little bit in the evening or have some beer, helps me be more talkative with people and be more social. So yeah, those are the main things I would say it really helps me with.
Mm-hmm. So some of the benefits are it loosens you up, especially the beer, and the Jaeger kind of helps you get to sleep at night. So there's, some rewards for drinking in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're not seeing many consequences or downsides to the drinking.
Yeah, nothing constant. I do get hangovers every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But that's mostly when I forget to drink enough water before I go to bed and take aspirin or Tylenol or something, because really helps me before. But yeah, sometimes if I forget to do that, I get a hangover in the morning.
Sure.
And I do occasionally not have a productive day, I guess, but that's only a couple of times a month, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Not more than that.
So you've got kind of a system for managing your drinking, and that's something that really strikes me is that you are able, when you make an effort, to kind of manage the impact of drinking on your life. And it's the time when that effort kind of slips a little bit that you've experienced some of the consequences, like having a hangover or not having a day where you're really productive because you're not feeling well from drinking the night before. And you don't love that part.
Well, yeah, but it comes with the territory. So there's nothing else like beer or something that will like really replace that for me right now. So, yeah, I mean, it's a very tiny downside for me right now.
Sure. And so just to be clear, I'm not asking you to give up beer, or to give up Jaeger. But it sounds like if you were even going to consider doing something like that, that you would need something that would help you feel relaxed, that would help you get to sleep so that you don't kind of lose those benefits that you have now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's like the ideal way. Friends used to joke, it's like, just try Coke or heroin or something. I was like, well, it's a bit too expensive. Not there yet.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm laughing, but you do see that there's many options, right? Mm-hmm. People do different kinds of things to kind of manage their feelings. And that's really like, no matter who we're talking about, that's kind of what substances are for. They're for helping you feel better at times, or helping you feel up, or helping you feel down. And so you've kind of got this system in place where you manage your drinking. And most of the time, the consequences, aren't interfering with your life to a level that would concern you. So, I'm kind of looking ahead. You made the effort to come into our session. You clearly care about your parents very much. How do you think it would be useful for us to use this time that we have together?
How much time do we have?
Well, we have an hour today. And then, after this session, it's going to be your decision. Do you want to come back and talk to me again? Do you want this to be an ongoing thing? It's really up to you.
I don't really know. I'm just like coming in to honestly get some peace from all the whining about like stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. So you're kind of reflecting on the fact that coming here does something to maybe ease up the relationship with your parents and some of their concerns about your drinking, that it might help that a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit, because I mentioned it seems like you really care about your folks. Tell me how important is, how important is their relationship to you, or, how close are you with them?
I guess it's like complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have two older sisters. They no longer live in the home. Mm-hmm. They moved away from. They kind of ran away.
They escaped.
They escaped when they were like 15 and 16 a few years ago. But my parents, I have a really good relationship with my dad, but he's not really around that much because he has to work all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my mom, she's been around all the time, but she just, the way she tries to get me to do things is just really triggering.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes it hard for me to have any kind of a real conversation with her.
Yeah. And it strikes me that with your sisters out of the house, there's a lot of focus on you. And because you live there all the time, you're kind of dealing with that. And especially with your mom, sounds like sometimes that's pretty stressful. And I can imagine maybe, one might want a beer or two when they're feeling that way.
Yeah, that's a part of it, maybe. Mm-hmm. I haven't really looked at it that way, though.
Okay. You see it in a different way.
I mean, for me, it's just sort of become a norm. I don't know. It's just sort of a routine that I'm used to.
The drinking or the arguing with mom?
The drinking, I guess. Okay. I guess, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I can see that sort of being something that influences it for sure. Yeah,
a little bit, because you mentioned the beer really helps you kind of loosen up, and
yeah,
so there's a little bit of stress living at home with the family, and maybe at times that kind of helps take the stress off a little bit. And as you said, it's complicated. There's probably lots of things going on. Uh, if you would, let's think about looking ahead for a moment. If you decide that you want to, keep coming in here and talking to me, I don't want you to feel like you're being pressured to change your drinking, because again, you're the one that knows your situation. And as you said, this is like a habit or a routine. It's normal for you. There's a lot of options when people come here. Sometimes people just want to take this time to kind of reflect about their life and the role that drinking plays. And sometimes during that time, they just kind of they sort of keep an eye on the drinking, but without necessarily trying to make any changes. Other times people decide they do want to make changes. There's lots of ways of doing that. What are your thoughts about that?
And you just said like so many different things.
Oh, I got a little lost in there.
I think overall, like I'm fairly okay with where I'm at. Like personally, I just wish like maybe that my family understood a little bit more why, because they don't really try to take any time to understand why I drink.
So it might not be the drinking that the problem is. It's more your family understanding you.
Perhaps. Yeah.